Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back for part 2. So this is the um, evacuation portion of the class. So it's by the American Red Cross, specifically for 2020 Central California wildfire safety tips, but it still applies to us. So it's a wildfire evacuation preparation. So this is going to tell you what to do if you are in the worst situation and you really need to go. Which, knock on wood, none of us are going to have to do. Hopefully the winds stay down and everything stays contained for as much as possible. So again, it's the American Red Cross. They're a trusted organization. So depending, I don't know, the living situation of everyone. I drop you all off at home, but I don't go into your backyards. I don't know everything about you. So each of these might not apply to you. Some of them may apply to you, though. So we should go over all of it to make sure we cover every base. So if you have time to prepare, move combustible furniture to the center of your home. Place valuables that won't be damaged by water in a pool. I don't know how many of us actually have a pool. Open fireplace dampers and close fireplace screens. I don't know how many of you have a fireplace. So, I know I don't. Or a pool. It would be nice to have a pool. It would make this a little bit easier, I guess. Okay, so it goes on to say the 2020 California wildfire season is here, and the American Red Cross of Central California encourages everyone to be prepared for wildfires. Again, Central California is hotter and drier, so they have more of a chance, but we do have some hot spots, and we're being hit too. So a wildfire can spread very quickly, leaving you little time to get to safety. We've gathered best practices for wildfire preparedness and simple steps you and your family can take to be better prepared this year. If you live in a wildfire-prone area, basically where it could happen, or have been alerted of a wildfire near your home, consider these steps. First, be prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice and obey all evacuation orders from officials. So if somebody says you need to go, then it's time to go. Back your car into the garage or park it outside facing the direction of your evacuation route, which we went over with the first part of the class. But again, to back it in backwards, usually I wouldn't want to do that, but back it in backwards, that way you can just get going, or park it on the street so you can just head on out. Confine pets to one room so you can find them if you need to evacuate quickly. So I don't know how many pets everybody has or if you have any, but if you do, confine them to a room. They might not like it. Maybe you have cats and dogs, but they're going to have to learn to live together for a little bit, as long as everybody wants to get out safe and sound. Limit exposure to smoke and dust. Keep indoor air clean by closing windows and doors to prevent outside smoke from getting in. I've had to, because of just the air quality the way it's been, I've had to tape up certain parts of windows just to make sure smoke isn't getting in and kind of blocking things off. That's just, it's for safety. Because you want to make sure, if you're asthmatic or anything like that, this air is not good for you right now. It might make you breathe a lot more heavily, and the carcinogens, which are cancer causing, that are floating around, again, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but that's what's in the smoke that you're inhaling into your lungs. So it's best to stay inside and, stay far away from the smoke. Don't use anything that burns, such as candles, fireplaces, and gas stoves. So turn all that stuff off. Alright, next page. So if you're trapped outdoors during this, Crouch in a pond, river, or a pool. If there's one by your house. Again, I don't know. I mean, I do know each of your houses. But, if you can find a place that has something like that, go to that and crouch in there. Because you're going to keep yourself cooler and keep yourself away from the fire. Or safer from the fire. Don't put wet clothing or bandanas over your mouth or nose, as moist air can cause more damage to your airway than dry air at the same temperature. If there is no body of water, look for shelter in a cleared area among a bed of rocks. Lie flat, face down, and cover your body with soil. Breathe the air close to the ground to avoid scorching your lungs or inhaling smoke. So it's one of those kind of stop, drop, and roll things, if you're out there. Smoke rises, heat rises. So the lower you are to the ground, the less you're going to inhale all of that stuff. And so you want to stay down. And the covering your body with soil will just keep you cool. It'll make you less flammable in some ways, I'm guessing. But I know for sure it makes you cooler. Keeps your skin cool. Especially if you're very near a fire. And then don't return home until officials say it's safe to do so. Inspect the roof immediately and extinguish any sparks or embers once you get home. Wildfires may have left embers that could reignite. Check your home for embers that could cause fires. Look for signs of a fire, including smoke or sparks. Avoid damaged or downed power lines, poles, and wires. So when you're returning home, if there was such an incident, then what you want to do is be very conscious of your surroundings. Look at everything that's around your house before you re-enter your home. Make sure that it's all safe. Because with down power lines, you're safe in a car because the tires act as an anti-conductor, so that can't get you. But when you step outside, and if there's a downed one, then you can actually, something bad could happen. You could get electrocuted, and we don't want that. Keep your animals under your direct control. Hidden embers and hot spots could burn them. So I would wait till you've inspected the house, and depending on how many animals you have, before you let them back in. And they're going to be just as frightened as you are. So, just try to keep them as calm as possible. Wet down debris to minimize breathing in dust particles. So if your hose is still intact, then, start wetting everything down. Wear leather gloves and shoes with heavy soles. Throw out any food that has been exposed to heat, smoke, or soot. Again, that has to do with the carcinogens. And then it says to download the Red Cross emergency app for real-time alerts, open shelters, and expert advice on wildfires. The emergency app includes an I'm Safe feature that help people check on loved ones, which is a good thing, just in case you get displaced. And search American Red Cross in app stores or go to redcross.org apps. So that's at the very bottom. That's the information. You can pause and take a look at it, write down that information. It may be very important to have. Alright, next page. So this is pre-evacuation preparation steps. Pre-evacuation. So we went over a lot of this in the last class, but I would like to see the difference between the firefighters and PG&E and, what the American Red Cross has to say. So when an evacuation is anticipated, following these checklists, if time allows, to give your home the best chance of surviving a wildfire. Home evacuation checklist, how to prepare for evacuation inside the house. So again, have your emergency supply kit evacuation bag ready to go. That's with the water and everything in there. Ensure a wildfire action plan is prepared ahead of time. So again, those are those evacuation routes. you want that ahead of time. Everything before is always best, especially when you know they're going on right around you. Make sure to know your community's emergency response plan and have a plan on where to go when it's time to evacuate and the best routes for leaving your location. Sorry, so it's a little redundant. Shut all windows and doors, leaving them unlocked again. Remove flammable window shades, curtains, and close metal shutters. So that last one didn't really go over that. But yeah, if you take down the shades and the curtains, it's going to be less stuff to catch on fire if the fire did near your house. Remove lightweight curtains. Move flammable furniture to the center of the room, away from windows and doors. So shut off your gas at the meter. Turn off pilot lights. That's a good thing to know where those are. So if you have to shut them off, you can do it quickly. Because again, all of this would have to happen very fast. So you want to find where your gas meter is so that you can just shut it off, boom. And then turn off all pilot lights. So a pilot light is something that, like for your heater, you want to know where to turn that off at, your pilot light on your heater. Mine's down there. And also for your water heater, which are usually in two different places. Those would be the two that I would need to turn off. And there's usually a lever that you can, but it's different for every house. But you want to make sure those are turned off and you're ready to go. And know where they are. Leave your lights on so firefighters can see your house under smoky conditions. That's more information than the last one gave us. And shut off the air conditioning. That's a new one. So if you have air conditioning, make sure it's turned off. For me, I just have a little air conditioner sitting right next to me. But, I would have to turn that off. I would even unplug it just to make sure that everything's okay. And so for outside the house, you want to gather up flammable items from the exterior of the house and bring them inside, such as patio furniture, children's toys, doormats, trash cans, anything else that's out there that can really cause more of a fire in your yard, to bring them inside to make sure that it won't catch flame. And many of those things can. But depending on if you have kids or how much you have outside. I'm trying to think, in my house, I just have to bring, I guess, the garbage and recycling bins and the green bin in. But yeah, so. Oh, and mats too. Bring in the mats. Move propane barbecue appliances away from structures. But again, you would want to undo that propane and bring that into the house, as the other one said. So that gave a little more information about that. Anything that's flammable, you want to come inside and place in the middle of the house. Connect garden hoses to outside water valves or spigots for use by firefighters. Fill water buckets and place them around the house. So again, I don't know how much time you'd have to do all of this, but if it's getting close, this is what you would want to do. Help the firefighters as much as you possibly can. Don't leave the sprinklers on or running. They can affect critical water pressure, so that you want to keep off. But as for the hose, just make sure that's still connected. Leave exterior lights on so your home is visible to firefighters in the smoke or darkness of night. Put your emergency supply kit in your vehicle. Back your car into your driveway with vehicle loaded and all doors and windows closed. Carry your car keys with you. So have those in your pocket and ready to go, pocket or any place that you've got everything, but somewhere you can find them easily. Have a ladder available and place it at the corner of the house so firefighters can quickly access your roof. So if you have a ladder, put that outside if you're in that danger zone, so that they can get up there and just be like, because they're trying to save every house. I mean, they have a very difficult job, and with how hot it is and everything, they do an amazing job. Seal attic and ground vents with pre-cut plywood or commercial seals. You can seal things up with things around your house. I would use duct tape or things like that. And pre-cut plywood seems like, maybe it's something I should do. But at the same time, in an emergency, there's different things you can use to kind of seal the ground. Patrol your property and monitor the fire situation. Again, don't wait for an evacuation order if you feel threatened. Just go. Check on your numbers. Check on your neighbors and make sure they are preparing to leave. And lastly, animals. So locate your pets and keep them nearby. Prepare farm animals for transport and think about them to a safe location early. I don't think any of us have any farm animals, but again, I don't know all your houses and all that stuff. But be safe during this fire season. I don't think it affects Contra Costa County or Albany that much, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're safe. Or Rodeo, we want to make sure that we're safe. And we have everything. We have an action plan. You're ready to go just in case something hits. The worst thing that can happen is that it'd be like, I don't know. Now I don't have anything. And we have to go. We have to go. We have to go. And, you don't know what you're going to come back to. But if you have everything ready to go already, then you're going to be set in a better place. And again, like I said, with the Paradise fires, or the Ponderosa Ridge fires, a lot of people didn't have any of that. They weren't prepared for it at all. And it can happen very fast and go very fast. Again, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just trying to keep you all safe and keep everybody safe. And, if you need to call me at any time during an emergency, I'm always here. I will make sure that, I answer my phone as long as it's available to me and see what I can do to help. But be safe, everybody. Be careful with these wildfires. Think good thoughts for everybody out there that's dealing with it right now. And think good thoughts for the emergency workers that are out there, working these fires right now. So, peace. Let's hope this goes away pretty fast. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.